just like a masterpiece, but we can see the cracks beneath. You keep the crown, we'll take the streets. Your version of history ain't the one we need. Sometimes the throne looks like the remedy in an empire of tears. And sometimes hope feels like heresy in a kingdom of fear. But we won't let go. Sell your curses in a holy disguise and say we're lost because we opened our eyes. But the free don't kneel and take the easy way. We aren't the ones who should be afraid. You keep the crown, we'll take the streets. Your version of history ain't the one we're gonna be. Sometimes the throne looks like the remedy in an empire of tears. And sometimes hope feels like heresy in a kingdom of fear. But we won't let go. We don't follow, we lead. We don't beg, we speak. We don't wait for change. We become what we need. Future's calling.
Welcome to the Vredehoek guest farm. This is going to be quite an exciting episode because first of all we have the first lady with us on this trip, and this is also going to be our first evening in the rooftop tent ever. So quite excited to see how that turns out. I'm wondering if we're going to have a good night's sleep. I'm pretty sure we will. We've kind of test driven it at home and it felt pretty good, but we're going to have to see how that goes. Found a beautiful little spot here. This campsite is nowhere on YouTube. If you try and find it on YouTube, nobody's ever done a video on it. It is called the Cheeky Campsite at Vredehoek Guest Farm. And we found this beautiful little spot. Winter, still autumny kind of colors coming through, the yellows and the oranges, and then lots of green foliage everywhere. Have this gorgeous little quaint waterfall running in the background. So we decided that we're going to bundle ourselves in here and nestle in under the trees. And that's where we're going to put up camp for the evening. So Katis and I are going to get started. This should be very quick because, like I said, this is the first time with the rooftop tent. It goes up very quick. And I don't think we have too much work to do, my love.
Yeah.
You're cold.
Exciting. It's just a little chilly.
It is chilly out here, but we're going to sort that out. Sit tight. Let's get that camp set up.
Sweating like a sinner in a church, and I just wanna get out with my crew tonight and shoot at the lights. Got a couple 40s full of hops and fun, looking for a good time, gotta live it up. Leave behind the city, hop inside my truck. No, we don't give up. We're gonna paint the night red, hoot and holler till we're dead. We're down to turn up, we're up to get down, saying hey y'all, howdy, let's get rowdy tonight. 3, 4, hey. Looks wild, but you know we're right at home. The louder the better, cause with us anything goes. Life of the party, we're the feature of the show. You already know.
Let me take you guys upstairs and then I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. Home sweet home. So that is the inside of the tent. I will be doing a full review on this thing soon. The wind is starting to pick up, it's getting chillier, and we are losing daylight pretty quickly. So I'm going to get that fire going, open up a bottle of red wine, and I think it's also time to start on dinner. Yep. I do my best.
Wow, that's so cool. Where did you get that?
You got your own bar.
That is so awesome.
Just gonna make sure it's safe to drink, my love.
Sure.
It's all yours and within reach.
I love it. That is so fab.
Take 752. This little doodad over here is called a Bosbar, for when you can't take your wife to the bos where there's a bar, or leave your wife in a bar in the bos, and you need the bar and your wife in the bos, your wife at a bar. You get what I'm saying. It's a little table with some magnets on it. Stick it to anything metallic, in this particular case to the side of your car. The first lady has got her drink right next to her, and you don't have to run up and down to carry things all the time. That's a win-win situation for everybody, right? It's got a little key ring at the bottom. The guys from Upgear reached out to me a little while ago on Instagram, asked me if I would showcase this for you guys. Thought it was very cool, very interesting little project. Bosbar from Upgear. Cheers, my love. Cheers. Society is smaller. Let's settle this. Let's ask the folks at home. As if you know what the difference between a society and an espetada is, let us know in the comments below. There's no signal here, so I can't Google it. Societies are smaller and espetadas are bigger chunks of meat. That's what I'm going to go with. That's the hill I'm going to die on. Okay. Espetadas are a bigger chunk of meat and just meat, where societies are a mixture of things, I think.
Because we're doing stuff in the...
I'm pretty excited for dinner. We can't figure out whether it's skewers.
Meat on a stick.
We're doing meat on a stick, but we can't decide whether it's skewers, societies, or espetadas. Or maybe they're all the same thing and just have a different name in different countries. Yeah. Anyway, so very excited for dinner. We're going to start that soon because we're definitely calling it early tonight. What's that movie we're watching?
Ooh, Obsession?
Obsession. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it. So no spoilers. But it is quite a wacky, scary. Creepy. And we figured we'll have a early dinner, climb into that beautiful and gorgeous tent, and go and put a movie on the laptop. So that's the plan for tonight. Excuse me.
I said, get some popcorn.
I'm busy over here with some popcorn. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us once again on another quick camping. One beer.
Kanky trip.
One beer. Thank you for hanging out with us again on this camping trip. We really appreciate you guys. We are on our way to 3,000 subscribers. We're looking forward to hitting that. So this one's on you. Cheers.
Running in circles at 10,000 miles of pavement, trying to make it all make sense.
Doing a wonderful job there, my love.
I've been under...
Got a bunch of meat blocks over there. Obviously, the fatty ones are mine. Those are Katja's. And then we have a whole bowl of vegetables. So what we're going to do is Katja is going to put them on the stick for us. You want to start going ahead with that, my love?
Yes, sir.
Where's your stick, Bob? Where's your
Times that I've taken it all,
Give me your stick. Give me
but
your
then
stick.
lost
Put
it.
it here. Put it here. Leave it.
I've been misunderstood.
Yeah.
Tasted the bad with
There's
the
way too
good.
much vegetables
I
on there, my
still
love.
got
Hold me,
it.
please. Oh, but you're... Oh, it is yours. Sorry, never mind.
Ooh, no matter how
Yeah, and then we got a little bokkoers. Show me that spice, lovey. The one, the only, biggie bokkoers.
beneath the surface, our chaos turns.
All right, you guys get the picture. That's what it looks like. We're gonna drop them on the fire, drop them on the grill, let them sizzle them up. Beefy sticks. I can do beef sticks.
I got gravity pulling me under and into your magic. Because love is a mystery. Oh, but we found it and I kinda like the way I can explain it. I got you. I still got you. Ooh, no matter how hard it gets, we got the evidence. Ooh,
This feels like a date.
This is the only place you take me today.
These days, yeah, gotta get away from that.
Nasty
Crazy
taking
city
me on a
shit.
full day.
love runs deep like a trench in the ocean.
All right, moment of truth. I think we're good.
Like the roots of an oak tree, true love runs deep.
So om aandete vanaand gaan ons 'n knertsie wildebees kamoufleer doen, boys.
Ooh,
Gaan ons 'n stukkie plankie steak sousie op hom sit.
beneath the surface, our chaos turns to peace. 'Cause true love runs deep, and I got you. I still got you.
Well, as the fire is flickering away, we're about to call it an evening. Having our last cup of coffee. Katja is already up in the tent with Hunter. She got the popcorn up there, and we're about to have that movie evening. We just got back from the ablution blocks that you can see way back in the distance over there. Water was nice and warm, but it is cold as hell out here. So we're gonna get cozy, watch that movie, and we'll catch you guys in the morning. God bless. Good night. What you got there? We had an absolutely phenomenal time in that tent last night. I fell asleep not even halfway during the movie. It was interesting, but yeah, eventually I just passed out. Katja is actually still in the rooftop tent, and I think we can get a verdict from her. Lovey,
Yeah.
if we were to own a rooftop tent, would you trade it for any other way that we have camped before?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely.
Awesome.
You love it.
Yes, I'm converted now.
You converted.
Yes.
You sure? It's only been one night.
It was a good night. I love it.
She says it was a good night. I don't know if you guys can hear her, but she says it was a good night. She loved it, and I have to agree with her. You know, nothing is perfect, but I think for our style of doing things, that this is probably the kind of setup that speaks more to how we want to do things. The only thing really still missing from how we want to do things is Starlink. That is where she's getting a signal. She is working, and sometimes I also need to do work, especially for social media and such. And with some of these places that you come to, there's just absolutely no reception. So our nanny government needs to wake up and get us Starlink. Anyway, I'm going to start on breakfast now. We are absolutely starving. So for breakfast, I'm really just going to run some of all the leftover veg that we had from last night over the pan. And we have some bacon and cheese borscht. And I might do some strips of steak on a cheese roll. Lovey, do you want some of those vegetables? Breakfast in bed. It's okay, you can have it up there. I'm going to finish this up and then I'll show you guys around the campsite for those of you who might be interested in visiting. You can definitely use some more coffee. Oh, you want coffee in bed too? Are you ever going to come out of that thing ever again?
No.
Doesn't look like it.
My new office.
Sit nicely. Wait. Get it. For those of you who might be interested in visiting Cheeky Campsite at the Vredehoek Guest Farm for yourselves, you will enter the campsite via this gravel road and pass a dam on your left. If you look way at the back, I'll show you that on one of the drone shots as well. There's a grassed area over there. I'm pretty sure you could fit a vehicle with a rooftop or maybe some tents down there. If you wanted to camp right on the dam's edge, you'd have to check with the owners if that would be okay with them. But you'll make your way up to the dirt road and then you're going to find the ablution block, and just a bit further on a very large campsite, which I'm going to guess can accommodate about 4 or 5 vehicles. Gonna be under the trees, got a little river stream running down the side. You'll also find a dedicated braai area with a seating area up here for those of you who like to make a fire on the ground. That's where you're going to be able to do that. While arranging our stay here, the owner did suggest a 4x4 vehicle to get here. However, I don't think that is entirely necessary. I think a high ground clearance vehicle is going to be enough. But due to the heavy rains that the Western Cape recently experienced and all the flooding, the owner did suggest a 4x4. I would, however, if you do book here, to check with them. But like I said, I do think a high ground clearance vehicle is going to be enough. The ablution block behind me is going to offer everything you need from ablutions. It's got hot water that's provided via gas heaters, 2 toilets, 2 showers, a washing up area, and sufficient lighting, lots of lighting in there. However, the campsite itself does not have much lighting because there's no electricity here. So do bring your own solar panels, your EcoFlow batteries, whatever it is that you use. There's a little bit of lighting that they do via solar, but like I said, not really sufficient. So just make sure you light up the night yourself. And then finally, reception. There are certain spots that you can get a signal from. It's not the greatest signal. Some messages might come through every now and then, but Katja was actually able to work at the top of the rooftop tent. I wasn't that lucky to get that kind of signal, so don't bank on it. But like I said, from time to time, you will get a bar or two. Well, as predictable Cape Town weather goes, unfortunately, as I was tearing down camp, stowing the awning and putting the tent down, the skies opened up on us. So unfortunately, there's not going to be much outro footage for this video, but that's okay though, because we had a great time and we thank you for joining us on this adventure. We had a good time, man.
Loved it.
We had a great time.
Awesome.
Right, we're on our way back home, guys. We're going to catch you on the next episode. Until next time, stay safe and stay free. Ciao.
Carry you.